Good morning Year 9 and welcome to today's maths lesson. Here's our starter for today. Can you work out 5 divided by 5? Can you then work out x divided by x? Can you solve the equation 3x is equal to 27? And then can you work out 4/7 divided by 2/3? Please pause the video and complete those questions in your light blue books now. Okay, 5 divided by 5. I could write that as just 5 over 5 if I wanted to write it as a fraction. I could then divide top and bottom by 5. Which leaves me with 1 over 1. Or just 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. In the same way for x, I could write x over x. I can divide top and bottom by x to give me 1 over 1. And then just like 5 divided by 5, x divided by x becomes 1. For my next question, I asked you to solve 3x equals 27. To solve this, Rowan, what do I need to do to both sides? Divide by 3, you're absolutely right. Dividing both sides by 3 leaves me with x is equal to 9. And finally, to do a division of a fraction, what do I need to do, Owen? Can you remember? I need to apply my K, F, C. My keep, flip, change. I keep my first fraction, which is 4/7. I flip my second fraction to become 3 over 2. And I change my sign from a division to a multiply. 4 times 3 gives me what, Josh? 12, very nice. 7 times 2, Sophie? 14, great. I can simplify this by dividing top and bottom by 2, which will give me 6 over 7. Okay, Year 9, here's our lesson destination for today. We're going to be looking at divisions of powers again. So cast your minds back to before consolidation week. And this is what we had. We said that we had some kind of base to a power of a divided by the same base, p again, to the power b, was equal to what? P to the power what, Dylan? Can you remember? We said it was p to the power a take away b. For example, if I've got 5 to the power 9 divided by 5 to the power 5, I can write this as 5 to the power of 9 take away 4. I can write it as 5 to the power of 5. If I've got x to the power 6 divided by x to the power 3, it's the same process. I end up with x to the power 6 take away 3, which is x to the power of 3. Okay, Year 9, mini whiteboards or light blue books. What's x to the power 7 divided by x to the power 4? Pause the video for a minute and have a little think. Right, so applying our rule, we know that x to the power 7 divided by x to the power 4 is x to the power of 7 take away 4, which is what, Ryan? X to the power 3. Brilliant. How good are you? How about now, x to the power 12 divided by x to the power 11? Let's go through it. We've got x to the power of 12 take away 11, which gives me x to the power of 1, which we can just write as x. Okay, Year 9? How about now? Pause the video, have a little think in your light blue books. Right, let's go through it. I can write x as just x to the power of 1. It means the same thing. So now I've got x to the power of 4, take away 1, which gives me x to the power of 3. And finally, how about if I've got x to the power 4 divided by x to the power 0? Pause the video, have a little think. Lilia, can you help me out with this one? I've got x to the power of 4, take away 0. So what's my final answer, Lilia? X to the power 4, brilliant. Over to you, Year 9. In your light blue books, please pause the video for 10 to 15 minutes and have a go at simplifying the following, leaving your answers in index form. For example, the first one would be 2 to the power of 3, take away 2, which would give me 2 to the power 1, or just 2. Pause the video and complete these questions in your light blue books now, please. And these are the answers I was looking for. Please check your answers. Right, I'm confident we are happy working when we just have a base and a power. But how about when we get numbers and algebra mixed together? Now, we covered this when we were looking at multiplication of indices, and we said we needed to separate the numbers and the algebra. So in your dark blue books or in your neat notes, can you write the title Division of Indices? And underneath, I'm going to do an example, and then you're going to complete an example. So watching me to start with, I'm going to separate my numbers and my algebra. I've got 7b to the power of 5 divided by b to the power of 3. To make my life a little bit easier, I'm just going to pretend there's a 1 in here, because 1b to the power of 3 is the same as b to the power of 3. So looking at my numbers, I've got 7 divided by 1, which just gives me 7. Looking at my letters, I've got b to the power of 5 divided by b to the power of 3, which gives me b to the power of 5 subtract 3, which is b to the power of 2. Now that I've dealt with them separately, I can put them back together. That gives me 7b to the power of 2. Let's do another example. 6a cubed divided by 3a squared. Let's look at my numbers first. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. Let's look at my letters. A to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 2 is just a to the power of 3 subtract 2, which is a to the power of 1, or just a. And now that I've looked at my numbers and my letters separately, I put them back together. 2a. Over to you, Year 9. In your dark blue books, please pause the video and have a go at these two questions for me. Pause the video and complete those now, please. Right, let's go through the answers. So for the first one, my numbers, let's pretend there's a 1 here. I've got 12 divided by 1, which is what, Lilia? 12, excellent. Let's look at my letters. I've got x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 5, which gives me x to the power of 7, take away 5, which is what, Owen? X to the power of 2, very wise. Putting it all back together, I get 12x to the power of 2. Right, Charlotte, help me out with this one. I need to do 12 divided by 6 with my numbers. So what's that, Charlotte? 2, thank you. In terms of letters, I've got x to the power of 7 divided by x to the power of 5, which is x to the power of 7 take away 5, which is what, Charlotte? X to the power of 2. Very wise. Putting it all back together, I get 2 lots of x to the power of 2. Please make sure you've got this example written somewhere neatly to refer back to. And then off we go, Year 9. Mini whiteboards or light blue books. Can you work out this one for me? Pause the video, have a little think. Right, let's talk about it. Looking at our numbers, we've got 6 divided by 3, which gives me 2. Looking at my letters, I've got x to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 2, which gives me x to the power of 1, or just x. Putting it all together, my answer is 2x. How about now? Pause the video, have a little think. Right, let's go through it. My numbers are the same. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. My letters, I've got x to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of 2, which is x to the power of 5 take away 2, x to the power of 3. So my final answer is 2 lots of x to the power of 3. How about now? Numbers are the same. I've got 6 divided by 3 is 2. My letters, I've got x to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of, let's pretend there's a 1 there. That's x to the power of 5, take away 1, x to the power of 4. So I'm looking at 2 lots of x to the power of 4. How about now? Pause the video, have a little think. Right, I've changed my numbers. I've got 6 divided by 2, which is 3. My letters are x to the power of 5 divided by x, which I can write as x to the power of 1, which gives me x to the power of 5, take away 1, x to the power of 4. 3 lots of x to the power of 4. How about now? Pause the video, have a little think. Right, I've got 1 lot of x, so I've got 6 divided by 1, which is just 6. My powers, I've got x to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of 1, which gives me x to the power of 5, take away 1, x to the power of 4. Putting it all back together, 6x to the power of 4. One more for me, guys. How about this one? Let's go through it. Let's put some 1s in just so that we don't get confused. 8 divided by 1 is just 1. X to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of 1. We subtract our indices. X to the power of 5, take away 1. X to the power of 4. Sorry, that should be an 8. So my final answer, 8 divided by 1 is 8. X to the 4. Okay, Year 9, light blue books, can you pause the video for 10 minutes? Have a go at these questions for me. See how you get on. And these are the answers I was looking for. Please check your work and see how you did. And finally, this was our lesson destination of today. Please pause the video and have a go at these questions for me. This should take you 5-10 minutes. These are all exam questions. Off you go. And these are the answers. Please check your work and see how you did. For the first one, we were just subtracting our indices. For the second one, that's exactly the same as if I'd asked you what's a to the power of 20 divided by a to the power of 5. So we just use our index law. For the third one, you needed to separate your numbers and your letters. And if you did the fourth one, well done. You needed to combine your knowledge of multiply and divide. For the division, you subtracted your power. For the multiply, you added your power. So that gave you 5 to the power 11. And that's the end of today's lesson. Please head on over to Google Classroom for me and submit today's exit ticket. Thanks for listening, Year 9. Always a pleasure. Goodbye.